Hello, everyone. We will discuss one of the most difficult problem in civil engineering, especially in theory of structures, is the calculating of the deflection of your beam. We know already that computation of your deflection is based from methods. For example, double integration method, area moment method. Another one is by the use of conjugate. And one of the most difficult methods is by the use of the virtual work method. But there's another way, much easier, especially when we're trying to compute the deflection of a simply supported beam or cantilever beam. Given that the location of the beam that we want to find out, what is the deflection of that point? So this method is by the use of the three-moment equation. But we know already na yung three-moment equation is ginagamit to solve our indeterminate structures. To determine the internal moment at the 3 points or especially at the 3 supports na i-consider natin. Or halimbawa, pagka continuous beam talaga, makukuha natin yung internal moment sa bawat support natin. Yun yung pagkakalam natin. But there's another uh, concept that is embedded in the three-moment equation. And that is to compute yung ating deflection of the beam. Okay, then let's see if it is really okay or is it efficient to solve the deflection using the three-moment equation. So first is let's define ano ba yung three-moment equation natin. Okay, so our three-moment equation is defined as this formula that is M1 L1 plus 2M2 L1 plus L2 plus M3 L2 plus 6A1 A bar over L1 plus 6A2 B bar over L2. So, itong equation na to is equate to 0. And we're assuming that yung ating beam or continuous beam natin ay prismatic section. Ibig sabihin, isa lang yung shape ng ating cross-section from the first part or from the initial point of your beam hanggang doon sa end ng beam natin. Then, pagiging homogeneous material, isang type of material lang. Kung concrete lang lahat. Pag steel lang lahat. So, ibig sabihin din that yung modulus of elasticity nila, yung E, is the same all throughout those at beam. So that is our three-moment equation. And we know that we're using this formula to determine yung ating mga internal moments sa bawat support na i-consider natin. But there's another formula that is existing involved in the three-moment equation. And this is the three-moment equation, but it is not equate into 0. Meron tayong additional term yung sa ating right side ng equal sign na 6EI times H1 over L1 plus H3 over L2. So, etong equation naman na to is considering the settlement o yung vertical displacement ng tatlong points natin. Okay, so paano ba dinedefine itong ating three-moment equation? So, ganito siya. Halimbawa, meron tayo ditong continuous beam. So, ito yung point 1 natin, point 2, and then point 3. Ito yung base din sa theory of structures na natutunan natin to determine the internal moments ng bawat support natin. So, ito naman yung gagawin nating L1. Ito yung L2. And yung M1, yung moment natin sa point 1. Yung M2 naman, that is the moment at point 2. And then M3 is the moment at point 3. Then, yung 6A1 A bar, ang tinutukoy niyan ay yung ating left span. Considering the left span, no, yung 6A1 over 6A1 A bar. So, yung pag-compute niyan, yung talagang actual calculation niyan, ay hindi ko i-discuss in this video. So, maybe I can create another video regarding pag-solve ng ating 6A1 A bar over L1. So, dito, ang gagamitin lang natin yung mga predefined formulas na makikita nyo sa next slide. 6A1 A bar over L1. At ito naman yung 6A2 B bar over L2. So, ito yung para sa left span. Ito naman yung para sa right span. Okay? And then how about naman, ano ibig sabihin ng pagiging H1 at saka yung H3 natin? So ganito siya, ito ay base dun sa positioning ng ating point 1, 2, and 3. So halimbawa, na meron tayong beam dito na yung point natin ay bumaba. Let's say, na nagkaroon siya ng settlement or nagkaroon ng vertical displacement. So ating beam magiging ganito. So ito yung magiging new position ng point 2. New point 2. So ngayon, ang gagawin natin is, i-define natin H1. Yung H1 natin, that is the vertical displacement of point 1 with respect to point 2. Lagyan natin ng definition. H1 is vertical displacement. Or vertical distance rather, no? Instead of displacement. Displacement. Vertical distance of point 1 and point 2. Then, yung H3 naman, ito siya. Ito yung H1 natin. Ito naman yung H3. That is a vertical distance of point 3 and point 2. Okay, so ganyan lang siya, no? We'll defining. Then, yung how about sa sign? So, yung sign naman ng H1 and H3 ay based, no? Sign, lagyan natin ng design of H1 and H3 is based on the position of point 2 with respect to point 1 and point 3. Later, i-explain natin kung paano siya gawin. Halimbawa, itong ating H1 at H3 dito sa ating beam example. So yung point 2 natin, napapansin natin na siya ay nasa baba ng point 1. Ito, di ba, ito yung point 1 natin. Ito yung point 2 natin. Ito yung point 3. So yung ating point 2 ay nasa baba ng point 1. So therefore, yung sign ng ating H1 ay negative. And then yung H3 naman natin dito ay negative din. Bakit? Kasi yung point 2 natin nasa baba ng H3. So ganyan natin dinidefine yung sign nila. Halimbawa, meron pa tayong ganitong example. Let's say ganito. And then yung point 3 ay nakababa. So ito yung point 1. This is your point 2. And this is your point 3. So assuming this is your reference point, yung point 2. And then ito yung H3 natin. So as you can see that yung point 2 natin is above of H3. So therefore, ang gagamitin natin dito ay positive sign. Okay, so ganyan natin i-determine yung ating vertical displacement ng ating beam when using the three-moment equation. Now, we're ready now to use this three-moment equation sa pag-solve ng deflection. Okay, so let's have an example. So, very simple lang muna. By the way, gagamitin lang natin itong three-moment equation. Okay? As long as given mo na itong mga formula natin. Nung 6A1, A bar over L1. Defined na. So, hindi natin i-consider dito yung mga very diverse na loadings. Kasi ito ay, it will give us very difficult discussion. So, siguro, mag-create na lang ako ng ibang video regarding sa pag-compute nito. Nung 6A1 A bar over L1, tsaka 6A2 B bar over L2. So, ito yung mga predefined formula, pwede natin gamitin. And aside from that, isa pang mga limitation natin, hindi natin kayang isolve dito yung location ng ating maximum deflection, especially kapag hindi symmetrical yung loadings natin. O kaya pagka medyo mahirap yung ating loads do sa ating beam. Though kaya naman, kaya lang it will take a lot of time for us to discuss. But in most problem naman na binibigay sa atin sa board exam, sa mga quizzes natin, mostly mga simple supported beam, saka cantilever beam, and define kung ano yung location. Now, instead of looking for the location of the maximum deflection, ang kaya nating solve dito is, halimbawa, given na yung position o yung point kung saan mo kukunin yung deflection. Halimbawa, what is the deflection at a distance 3 meters from the left support or from the right support? Pagka ganun yung ating problem, kaya nating solve yung deflection. Pero yung maximum deflection location, especially kapag non-symmetrical or very diverse yung ating loadings, hindi na natin ifo-focus dito sa paggamit ng three-moment equation. Okay? So let's have an example. Ito yung ating uniform distributed load. Tapos simply supported beam lang. So una muna is analyze muna natin itong beam. So yung ating beam is may reaction dito RA and meron din siya ditong reaction dito RB. So pag nag-complete tayo ng ganitong reaction, kalahati lang naman siya. Kalahati na lang nung ating total loads. So ito ay 45 kilonewton. And ito ay 45 kilonewton. Okay? So, let's say, gamit tayo ng ibang munang method to determine the deflection of your beam. So, one of the most efficient method for me, is yung paggamit ng double integration method. Using double integration method. Kasi dito, sa method na to ay nakukuha natin lahat na ng deflection all throughout the beam. Isang formula na lang, then kahit anong distance, location pa yung gusto mo, makukuha natin deflection. Yung medyo, ano lang sa kanya, yung medyo mahirap sa paggamit niyan is yung pagkuha ng equation. Na medyo, baka pag nagkamali tayo ng equation, mali na tayo sa pagkuha ng deflection ng ating beam. So, ginagawa natin sa double integration is nagka-cut tayo dito. Yung sa pinakamalapit na sa dulo. Let's say, let's name it as section XX. And then, we assume that on the other side of that of that section is ito yung ating starting point. No? Dito yung x equals to 0. So, lalagyan natin no, this is your starting point of analysis. Then, from this point, papunta dito sa ating section, xxi, distance x siya. Okay, so lalagyan natin distance x. Okay, and after that, naglalagay tayo dito or nire-release natin yung internal moment dito sa ating beam at that section XX. And itong internal moment na to ay equivalent sa EI Y double prime. So, gagawin natin is mag-static analysis tayo through moment or summation of moment at that point sa section XX natin para makuha natin yung moment equation natin. So, gagawin natin na summation of moment at section XX is equivalent to 0. My way of calculating summation moment is clockwise is equivalent to counterclockwise. So lahat ng clockwise rotation at that point ay sama-sama on the left side and then counterclockwise on the other side. So lahat ng clockwise natin dito, halimbawa ay yung 45 kilonewton, then multiply by distance x. Okay? Then aside from that, wala na. So equals na kagad tayo. Yung counterclockwise natin ay yung EIY double prime, then plus yung ating uniform load, that is 15 times x over 2. So therefore, yung ating equation ngayon ay EIY double prime, that is equivalent to that is 45 x minus 15, or let's say gawin na natin 7.5 para simplified yung ating formula. 7.5 x squared. So, ito na yung tinatawag nating moment equation. No? Moment equation. The next, i-integrate natin yan. Pag in-integrate natin, makukuha natin yung tinatawag nating slope equation. So, yung slope equation natin is EIY prime is equivalent to 45 x squared over 2 minus 7.5 x cubed over 3. Then plus c sub 1. Okay, ito yung slope equation natin. Then lastly, makukuha natin yung deflection equation by integrating ulit ng ating slope equation. So, yung slope equation natin will become, or deflection equation ay EIY equivalent to 45 x cubed over 6 tapos minus 7.5 x to the fourth power over 12 plus c sub 1x plus c sub 2. Okay, then next is isasolve naman natin yung mga constant of integration natin. Yung c sub 1 and c sub 2. Sa pag-solve natin ng C sub 1 and C sub 2, kailangan natin ng tinatawag nating boundary condition. Kadalasan, ang boundary condition, ito yung mga location ng ating beam na alam natin kung ano yung deflection. Halimbawa, sa beam natin na to, alam natin that the deflection at the support is always equal to 0. Again, ang deflection natin at support ay always equal to 0. Not unless is, there's a given settlement do sa ating beam. So ito yung ating starting point, and as you can see, this is x equals to 0. So we can say that when x equals to 0, yung y natin, no, it defines yung deflection ng beam natin. So y equals to 0. Okay? So substituting this equation dito sa ating deflection equation, so we will come up with EI times 0, that's equivalent to 45 times 0 cube divided by 6 minus 7.5 times 0 raised to the fourth power over 12, then plus c sub 1 times 0 plus c sub 2. So cancel out ito, cancel out ito, cancel out, cancel out. So therefore, we have C2 equals to 0. Okay? Another boundary condition is that when x equals to 6 meters, sa dulo na ng beam sa kabilang side, so yung y natin dyan ay 0. Tama naman, di ba? Deflection kasi pinag-uusapan natin. So substituting these values sa ating deflection equation, we have 45 times 6 cube divided by 6 minus 7.5, 6 raised to the fourth power over 12, c sub 1 times 6 plus c sub 2. Ito ay 0 to. 0 na rin to. So therefore, yung c sub 1 natin ay that is negative 135. Okay? So after determining this, then pwede na nating masolve yung ating deflection. So, halimbawa, find the deflection at midspan. So, pag sabing midspan, yung distance natin na x ay equivalent to 3.0 meters. Ang gagawin nyo lang, substitute nyo lang sa deflection equation. So, that is EIY. That's equivalent to 45 times 3 cubed divided by 6 minus 7.5 times 3 raised to the fourth power over 12. That's negative 135. Yan yung C sub 1 natin. Times 3 plus 0 for C sub 2. So therefore, yung ating EIY is equivalent to negative 2025 over 8. Or let's say, yung Y natin ay negative 2025 over 8 EI. Ito na yung final answer natin. That is the midspan deflection. Then, halimbawa, find the deflection naman of the beam ay 2 meters from the depth support. Kapag ganyan, ibig sabihin, yung x natin is equivalent to 2.0 meters. Substitute lang natin sa EI, y is equivalent to 45 times 2 cubed over 6 minus 7.5 times 2 raised to the fourth power over 12 plus negative 135 times 2 plus 0. So therefore, yung y natin dito ay negative 220 over EI. So that's how we compute yung ating deflection using the double integration. No, very efficient. Madali lang siya. Isang equation lang, then ma-solve na natin lahat. So, it takes a lot of process, no? And dapat kabisado natin yung mga boundary condition, kabisado natin yung pag-integrate. Pag mali tayo ng integration, so magkakamali talaga tayo. Now, we will start now solving the deflection using three-moment equation. Okay, so using three-moment equation, so dito, drawing muna natin yung beam. Carrying a uniform load. Ito ay 15 kilonewton per meter, then with a length of 6 meters. So next is, ito-drawing natin yung ating deflection. Exaggerated na deflection. So alam naman natin na deflection at midspan. No? Okay? Ito yung pinaka-maximum deflection or let's say Y. So dito, pagka gagamitin natin yung three-moment equation, yung isang point natin, kasi alam natin pag three-moment equation, tatlong support. Eh kaya lang, yung simple supported din, dalawa lang. So paano na? Isang point natin ay yung kung saan natin computin yung deflection natin. So therefore, ito yung magiging point 1, ito naman yung magiging point 2, and ito yung magiging point 3 natin. So as you can see, meron ng vertical displacement or vertical distance yung ating point 2 with respect to point 1 and point 3. So after defining this, so makukuha na natin yung ating L1 tsaka L2 natin. So ito yung L1 natin, that is 3 meters. Yung L2 natin ay 3 meters din. So dito yung ating 6A1, A bar over L1. At ito naman yung 6A2, B bar over L2. Then, kailangan natin computein yung ating moment, no? M1. Yung M1 natin, no, ang moment pagka sa support ng simply supported beam, lagi yan 0. Okay? 0 kilonewton meter. Then, yung M3 din ay 0 kilonewton meter. How about yung M2? M2 naman, that is the moment at midspan. So may formula tayo dyan, that is WL squared over 8. If you don't know how to, or what's the formula for the moment at midspan ng UDL, or uniformly distributed load sa simply supported beam, then you can try using shear moment diagram para lang makuha yung moment. Or by cutting the beam at this section at midspan. So by substituting yung ating mga given values no, doon sa formula ng moment, that is equivalent to 6 squared over 8. So ito ay equivalent sa ito ay 67.5 kilonewton meter. Okay? So positive yan yung moment natin at midspan. And then after determining this, pwede na nating i-determine yung ating location deflection natin, yung para sa H1 and H3 natin. Yung H1 and H3. So as you can see, yung ating point 2 is below at point 1. So therefore, yung ating H1 ay negative and yung point 2 natin is below din ng point 3. So ito ay negative. Okay, so using the three-moment equation, so yung three-moment equation natin ay M1 L1 plus 2M2 L1 plus L2 plus M3 L2 plus 6A1 A bar over L1 plus 6A2 B bar over L2, that's equivalent to 6EI times H1 over L1 plus H2 over L2 or H3. H3 yan. Okay? So, as you can see, yung ating moment sa 1 at 3 ay 0. So, itong term na to ay pwede natin i-cancel out. Magiging 0 na lang. So, substituting yung ating mga values, so 2 times, yung M2 natin ay 67.5. Yung L1 natin ay 3 meters, L2 ay 3 meters, plus yung 6A1A bar, ito yan, ang pagkakinat natin sa gitna, and napapansin nyo ay, ito ay uniformly distributed load. So, yung span natin at the left span ay uniformly distributed load. So, using this formula, WL cube over 4. Ayan, no? Full load, no? Yung ating span with UDL. So, gagamitan lang natin siya ng formula. So, WL cube over 4. So, ganun din yung sa right span. So, yung formula din dito ay W cube over 4 lang din. Yan. Right span, ha? So, sa right span, ito lang din. Pareho lang talaga ng formula, WL cube over 4. Okay, sa substitute natin, so we have 15 times. Don't forget, yung L na gagamitin natin ay base dito, ha? Sa L1. Hindi yung full span, ha? Hindi full span ng beam. So, kung ano lang yung pinaka-span na kinoconsider natin ng L1 or yung depth span. That is L cube over 4. And then, also, ganun din dito sa kabilang side. Pareho lang naman sila. Cube over 4. And that is equivalent to 6EI times yung H1 natin, assuming that ito ay Y, di ba? Kasi pareho lang naman sila ng distance eh. Isa lang naman yung location nila. Kasi yung point 1, point 3 naman natin ay same position, no? So, ito ay Y over 3 plus Y over 3. Okay? So, next is, makukompute na natin Y in terms of EI. So, solve muna natin itong nasa left left side ng ating equal sign. Na-solve din natin yung nasa kabilang side ng equal sign. Ito ay magiging 2 times ito ay magiging don't forget, sabi natin H1 and H3 ay negative. So, dapat negative Y pala ito, no? Ayan. Take note, negative. Negative Y ang gagamitin natin. So, 2025 over 2 is equivalent to ito naman ay magiging negative 4Y EI. So therefore, yung Y natin ay magiging negative 2025 over 8 EI. Okay, so we come up with the same answer. That's how we compute yung ating deflection. So balikan natin. Ito yung double integration method. Ito yung mid-span deflection. So we come up with the same answer. Okay? So, ganyan, pag-compute. Na madali lang. One-line solution lang actually. Actually, maganda talaga to pagka yung mga question natin is isa lang naman yung pinapahanap, deflection, no? Direct computation kagad ng deflection. At ito ay advisable no, when taking board exam. Kasi we are trying to speed up yung ating calculation, yung process. No? Instead of calculating all of this procedure, no, ang haba, mas maganda, 3-moment equation na lang. Okay? So that's the power of your 3-moment equation. Sir, paano naman yung 2 meters from the left support? Okay. So, drawing natin ulit. Okay, so ito ay 6 meters. 15 kilonewton per meter. Tapos, exaggerated natin yung deflection. So, 2 meters daw from the left support. So, ito yung magiging point na natin. Kasi ito yung hinahanap nating deflection. So, ito yung magiging Y natin. And ito yung magiging H1. And ito yung ating magiging H3. So, pantay pa rin naman sila. So, let's say this is negative Y. Ito ay negative Y din. Okay? Then, yung ating magiging span, ito ay magiging 4 meters. So, ito yung magiging L1 natin at ito yung magiging L2. Ito yung magiging left span, ito yung magiging right span natin. Okay, yung M1 natin, compute natin. Actually, M1 tsaka M3 ay 0 pa rin. No? Hindi naman magbabago yan. Then, how about yung sa M2? What is the moment at point 2? Sabi nga natin, ito yung point 1, this is your point 2, and this is your point 2. So, gawin natin, ikat na lang natin yung section, and then kunin natin yung moment dito. So, ito yung ating magiging M2. So, using the calculation, no, summation of moment at point 2 must be equal to 0. So, clockwise equals to counterclockwise. So, yung clockwise rotation natin, ay, di ba may reaction tayo dito, no? Yung RA natin ay 45 kilonewton. So that is 45 times 2 meters. Times 2 meters. Tapos, yung ating uniform load, tsaka yung ating M2 na counterclockwise. So, M2 plus 15 times 2 times 2 over 2. So, therefore, yung ating M2 dito ay equivalent sa 60 kilonewton. Okay? So, nakuha na natin yung moment and then pwede na tayong mag-calculate ng ating deflection. So, let's compute. So, we have M1 L1 plus 2M2 L1 plus L2 plus M3 L2 plus 6A1 E bar over L1 plus 6A2 E bar over L2 that is equivalent to 6EI times H1 over L1 plus H3 over L2. So sabi natin M10 tsaka M3 ay 0, cancel out. Substitute natin. Yung M2 natin ay 60. L1 natin ay 2 meters plus 4 meters plus ito ay WL cube over 4 pa rin. Kaya lang, yung basis natin ng L ay yung sa L1. So ito ay magiging 15 times 2 cube over 4 plus yung isa naman ay 15 times 4 cube kasi yung L2 natin ay 4, no? Then that's equivalent to 6EI times negative Y over 2 plus negative Y over 4. So therefore, solve natin yung itong nasa left side natin. We have ay 990. And in the other side is ito naman ay negative 9 over 2y EI. So therefore, yung y natin dito ay that is negative 220 over. So that is now the final answer. So as you can see, same din yung nakuha natin using the double integration method. So now, tingin niyo, no? Kung isang deflection ng isang location lang naman, mabilis talaga moment, three moment equation. Pero kung multiple position naman, at pag-compute ng maximum deflection, maganda talaga ang double integration. But again, it is case-to-case basis and yung limit lang natin paggamit ng three moment equation is pagkuha ng mga mid-span deflection, yung mga may location na, given na yung location natin. Madali lang siya, no? Mas mabilis mag-compute ng ating deflection. So that's the power of using the three-moment equation. So you can use it now. No? Kalimutan nyo na yung purpose ng three-moment equation na pwede lang siya pang solve ng indeterminate structures. Actually, kaya din niya mag-solve ng deflection. Sa next video ay di-discuss naman natin pagkuha ng deflection kapag cantilever method. Okay?